Leaving Fasig-Tipton, it is 5:30 right now. We are just finished, and that's only because they shut the place down. We were here this morning to open most of the places up, and we were here when they shut it down. How long was the day? About 8 hours? No, more than that. 8 and a bit hours straight away. We looked at, how many do you think we looked at? 140, 150?
Yeah.
We looked at 100, well over 100, let's call it that. Well over 100, and the thing that I liked the most about today, you know, I'm always trying to figure where these horses going to fit. And of course, we are going to find a high-end pacer. We are going to find a high-end trotter. We are going to find the trotting fillies. But how would the rest of it work out? You have that main bucket, what would that look like? And of course, there's lots of horses that fit in there. But and to be fair, I guess I'm a little biased. I've been pushing the flyer buckets for well over a week now, and I try to explain them as best as I can. And you know, one of the clients, we had maybe 7 or 8 people with us today, and one of our clients had said to me, he said, so like when you're talking with the flyer bucket and the horses that fill it up, how do you figure that this horse might bring less? And it said, well, that's a great question. It's not that I figure a horse will bring less. It's that I know there's a lot of horses that will bring less than they could or should bring. And if that's the case, those are the horses that fit into the flyer buckets. I bet you I dog-eared about 25 or 30 today that could fit into those buckets. And those horses may go for more than I think. I could be wrong, but not all of them. And when it comes to the sale, that's the coolest thing with sale. You know, I've been enthralled the last 2 hours watching the Jays play. Winning, by the way, 8-4 in the 7th. I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, but I have to admit, they're starting to hatch, and I feel terrible for the Yankees fans. I feel terrible for them, because no matter what they do today, they're still going to have to play the wild card series with either the Reds or the Tigers. Or sorry, the Red Sox or the Tigers. So, grand slam by Alejandro Kirk, in case anybody's paying attention out there, and then come back with a 2-run home run. So single-handedly put the team on his back today. And as of right now at the 7th inning, it is 8-4 for the Blue Jays. Got to play right to the last out.
How did you even start talking about the Blue Jays?
I don't know, but I am. So that's how I started talking about them. Oh, I started talking about what I was doing. We were trying to watch horses and look at horses, plus the Blue Jays were playing. The Yankees were playing. Vikings lost today, though, in Ireland. Yeah. Well, there's only... Oh, yeah, who did you... Oh, the Chargers we have, right? Some pool, I don't know. Anyway, a ton of horses that I looked at today I liked. So the only sad thing is that there's a couple of horses like, oh, this is my top pick. I love this horse in the sale. Then you go to look at the horse and it's just astonishingly gorgeous. It has a great pedigree and a good video, and at that point you know it's not your horse anymore. You're not going to get a chance to get that horse. There was 3 horses that I would have happily taken on day 1 as our top pacer and or trotter. And what's wrong?
Lost one.
Who? Who lost?
It's been me.
What game?
No, you lost.
Who?
Chargers.
The Chargers lost. I hate the Chargers. Scotty's favorite team. I hate the Chargers. I'm out. I lost all my... Can I have one of yours?
Nope.
That's not very nice. Who beat the Chargers?
New York Giants.
Without their best player. That's ridiculous. Anyway, yeah, you know, the few horses on both sides of the aisle, the trotters and the pacers, I had looked at that. I said, this is a quality candidate and a horse that I want to look at. They pull it out and I'm like, the horse looks great. The video is good. The pedigree is good. And you know you're not going to be able... Now, I price the horse. This is what we are willing to pay. And I know as that horse exits the ring, I'm going to look down at my iPad and feel silly for the numbers that are written beside the horse's name. But nevertheless, that's my job, and that's what I have to do moving in. Amy looked at a lot of horses today. Did anything surprise you today?
Yeah.
Really? What?
What surprised me was how many good-looking horses there are all the way through the 500s. And
Correct.
So it's going to be very hard to figure out who we might get, because
That's right.
I liked almost all of them.
Well, there was a
Which
lot.
means everyone else does
The
too.
middle, yeah, but there's only so much to go
Yeah.
around. Not everybody can bid on everything.
It might be a good thing.
So I think in response to what Amy just said, 1, I agree with her, and 2, important to say, you have to show restraint. right? We're going to have to look at the horses, grade them accordingly, put prices beside the ones that we truly want, and live with what we bought and what we didn't get. And obviously, when you're looking at the sale, they start at 1 and they end in the 900s. So it's easy to say, well, we have so many we like in the 500s. That doesn't mean you can blow by horses in the 2.
Up to.
Yeah.
Like usually it's like, when
it
you
starts
start
to whittle.
get to 3, halfway through 300, it starts to dwindle.
Usually it's few and far between that you would say are quality horses. They stand off a bit. They're underneath themselves. They're small, or they're giants, or they're But she's right. We looked at a number of horses, and in fact, I looked at 2 horses in the 700s that looked very, very nice also. So there's a lot of horses you're left saying you cannot go into the sale with the mindset, I want number X.
I do that every year.
And every year has it worked out for you?
Never.
No. You just can't do that. What you have to do is look at what strikes you as an impressive individual. And again, we are going to have to look at pacing fillies, pacing colts, trotting colts, jurisdictions, and say, okay, what do we need? What do we not need? Of course, somebody asked me that a couple of months ago, and every year I get that question. When you buy your roster, do you say, okay, that's enough Pennsylvania trotting fillies, that's enough Pennsylvania trotting colts? I think what I want is the biggest bang for the buck. There was one year I think we had like 8 Pennsylvania trotting fillies, and we had like 2 trotting colts, and that's simply because I was much more enamored by the trotting fillies themselves in that regard. So yes, we are looking for horses that fit jurisdictions, but most importantly, we're looking for the most value. And that there's going to be people out there saying, I think that's a crock shit. I don't believe that you're just there looking for value. Honestly, we price, by the time that first horse walks in the ring tomorrow evening, I guarantee you I will have 225 to 250 horses priced in the catalog. And we will sit there, same place we sit every single year, and we'll watch every single horse go through the ring. And there'll be times when I will look at Amy, hip number X, and just say, this horse is going for a lot less. And at that point, in the blink of an eye, we have to figure out, is this a horse we want over a horse that's coming up later that might fit the same bill? And you can't play the grass is greener on the other side of the fence at the sale, or you will have no horses. Or you'll be left with something towards the end of the sale that maybe you didn't want because all your other horses were all screwed up. So we're here, we're looking at horses. I'm very, very happy with what I saw. And my only concern is there's a lot of tremendously good-looking horses on day one, and I don't know if we'll get any of them, quite frankly. Somebody asked me last year, I couldn't remember who my top horse was that we bought on the trotting side from Lexington, because we didn't get one. We bought a lot of horses I liked. I liked Don't Ask Again. I liked Jailbird Jog. I liked Degas. Those were all horses we bought. But Amy and I, our top trotters, we got nowhere near them. Now, obviously, our top pacer was a slam dunk and perfect thought. I loved her. You loved her. Everybody liked her. We wanted her, and we went and got her, and that was our top pacer. And that may happen again this year. But that's my only concern. I am super excited about how the buckets will look, both the main bucket and the flyer buckets. The trotting fillies there's a ton of trotting fillies. Won't be hard to fill those buckets up. But our top end horses, that's going to be a tricky one. So we'll see how that plays out tomorrow. And quite frankly, it may play out into Tuesday.
I would say the trotting filly buckets are going to have less horses in it than we thought.
Well, we only have 2 to 3. But there might be a little more, is what you're saying. Yeah, there might be only 2 trotting fillies in the trotting filly bucket, and that may happen. And quite frankly, there may only be 2 horses in the flyer buckets either. You might look at 2.
Like our flyer might
4.
be at 40 now instead of a 20.
Yeah. Well, we can't. You can't get 40 and 10 in the $50,000 buckets. So I think there's going to be more than enough horses that float down in around the low to mid 20s, and you'll have the odd horse dip below 20 also. But quite frankly, I think we just stick to what we came here to do. Price the horses, look for value, and execute. And I think we'll be able to do that. I'm as excited as many of you out there as how this is going to turn out tomorrow, because I have no idea. I will tell you this. Going into the sale, my top pacer and my top trotter, I don't think we're going to get anywhere near those horses tomorrow. They just look too good. I did a video about one of them. I just think he's going to bring way too much money. But it all starts tomorrow in Lexington, doesn't it? It's here now for sure. We are done. We've inspected maybe 140, 150 horses on day one. The sale doesn't start till tomorrow night, so it stands to reason we'll inspect as many or more than we did today. By tomorrow, we'll have well over 200 horses marked, and we will be as ready as we can be for day number one. Opening night at Lexington starts tomorrow. For today, before it's over, good luck to all my partners. We have Winter Soldier racing tonight in Northfield Park. We have a number of horses that will be racing throughout the week. Jailbird Jog will end out the week here Friday in the Grand Circuit race. Do we have anybody else? Degas is going to race this Friday likely also. But for right now, we're heading back. We're going to have a little sit down, just relax, and then try and get something to eat later on this evening. For you, if you're in Kentucky, feel free to join us tomorrow again. Lots of clients out today. Happy to have you. The more, the merrier. As I said, it's Lexington 2025. My, and I'm sure your, favorite time of the year. Take care, everybody.